Hello guys, welcome back. This is RandoGEEK. Alright, so we have an article here from Phone Arena. I'll put the link down below in the description for you guys. But it looks like what's going on here is AT&T has been widely known for complaining about T-Mobile to apparently the National Advertising Division, which is the NAD. So the NAD is the advertising industry's self-regulatory body and is part of the Better Business Bureau, the BBB. So apparently in March of 2021, AT&T complained about T-Mobile's ads. We did do a news report about this some time ago about AT&T complaining that T-Mobile does a lot of false advertising, saying they're the best network and such. So it looks like what happened is they complained about T-Mobile's ads that called it the best 5G network and that they also offer the best 5G pricing. T-Mobile was asked to change its claims that it had the most reliable 5G network as well. So ironically, back in November of 2020, the NAD agreed that T-Mobile could make such statements as the following: T-Mobile will build America's largest 5G network. T-Mobile's 5G network will have more towers, more engineers, and more coverage than 5G networks of T-Mobile's competitors. T-Mobile's 5G network will deliver unprecedented reach. So what the NAD did was object to T-Mobile telling advertisers that some of the benefits they would see as a result of the merger with Sprint would take place immediately, right? Because there's no way that could happen right away. Also, with them saying in their statements, will build, will have more towers, will deliver, it's fine because technically they're saying that they're working on it. The will means that, it's in process. It's not here now. So that's why the NAD more than likely has no problem with them using that in their statements. So now the NAD is asking T-Mobile to stop claiming that T-Mobile subscribers who download the T-Mobile Tuesdays app are able to view every regular season, which is Major League Baseball, game live or on demand. So in a press release from the Better Business Bureau National Programs, according to Cord Cutters News, that was issued last week, the NAD also said that it wants T-Mobile to modify its claims so that it mentions which categories of live games are available with the MLB.TV benefit, so the Major League Baseball.TV benefit. The issue is that T-Mobile did not specify that the games available for viewing are considered out-of-market games. So for example, those living in New York City would be unable to use the T-Mobile Tuesdays app to catch live Yankees or Mets games, although let's face it, they're saying that T-Mobile did voluntarily modify the line during the proceeding to read, enjoy every 2023 out of market, regular season, game live, or on demand. The carrier would not commit to doing so on future iterations of the ad. So the NAD concluded that they challenged T-Mobile and the claim reasonably that it conveys a message that T-Mobile customers will be able to watch all regular seasons and games live, whether they are nationally televised games, in-market games, or out-of-market games. Such message is not supported because, while all games that have been played already are available for viewing on demand, there are many games that are not available live. So the NAD also said that T-Mobile's disclaimer that says blackouts and other restrictions apply does not cover the challenged claim. So they're saying that T-Mobile, while feeling like it just got picked off the first base, not only said that it would comply with the NAD's decision, but also said that it appreciates the NAD's recognition that the voluntarily change it already made to its instructional video was sufficient to address AT&T's alleged concerns. And of course, they're saying that AT&T was definitely the one that filed the complaint against T-Mobile. So, in a nutshell, AT&T is not wrong. Are they going above and beyond to make T-Mobile's life a living hell? Yes. But they're not entirely wrong. It's not really their place to pick at T-Mobile, so I'm not going to defend what they did, but they're not entirely wrong based on the fact that T-Mobile has been known recently for a lot of false advertising. However, we have to keep in mind AT&T is very guilty of this as well. We all remember them saying that they have the best 5G network or the first 5G network. We all know about that when they didn't. So they're not really anyone to talk. So the bottom line here is what I'm getting at is none of these carriers should be allowed to false advertise. That goes for any of them. All right, there's a lot of hidden content there. A lot of things being swept under the rug, and a lot of things not being clear to the consumers when you're seeing these advertisements, and it's misleading. A lot of customers don't read the fine print, and that is your responsibility as a consumer. When you purchase anything, you need to read the fine print, because there's usually some kind of disclaimer there, and there's usually some kind of kick. If anything looks too good to be true, it most likely is. There's probably some kind of catch that we all need to be aware of, because let's face it, all these carriers are in the business to make money. That comes as priority. We come secondary. All right. So, when we see these infomercials, when we see these, when we hear the ads on the radio or wherever it is that we get this information, we read it in an article, we have to think twice about it, right? We have to make sure that we're not just signing up for something, without reading all the fine print. But at the same time, I'm glad that they are cracking down on this. It's not, there's a lot of people that don't communicate well, and they don't understand the language well, or they just, I don't know, they don't pay attention. Either way, they should be more clear with it. They shouldn't be allowed to, say that they have the best of this without proven results. They should make a requirement that you have to prove that you are the best, at least for your market, at least for where the advertisement is. So maybe if you're the best network in that city and it's proven, then maybe you can create a special ad just for that city, But then every other city that you're not best in, you can't do that. Now, they wouldn't do that, right? Because it would cost them too much money to make all these separate ads. Well, then, very simple. You can't say it, period. So that's what I'm saying. Like, don't, I'm glad that they're telling them they can't use, these statements that are not true. The only way it could be true is if it's proven. And if it's not proven, you shouldn't be allowed to use it. Very simple. So I don't feel bad for any of these carriers that do it. AT&T is not innocent in this. They're not wrong for pointing out, but they're also no one to talk. They're just as guilty. They've done it. They all do it. Verizon does it. They all do it because they're trying to sell a product. And, T-Mobile's been very guilty of it a lot lately. They've been riding that with, making the claims, making a lot of claims and, a lot of talk. But, they're trying to, like I said, their primary goal is make money, sell the product. So, but there you go, guys. Just a quick update. Let me know down below what you think about all this. We all know it's marketing gimmicks. They're just trying to sell products. But at the same time, they shouldn't be allowed to make such claims because it's not true. All right. For the most part, like I said, there are certain cities where they do have the best 5G network and they do have the most reliable service out of the three. Like, there are certain markets where T-Mobile dominates and the others are not as good. They're good, but maybe there's certain cities right within a state that are just T-Mobile. All T-Mobile. So those are cities where they can say that. They can justify it, but not globally, not universally. So none of them can really say it universally. They're all good, but they all have their areas where they're not perfect, so that's just how it goes. But anyway, we're going to leave it there. As always, guys, thanks so much for stopping by. I'll catch you in the next one. Bye for now.